microfinance has now been widely recognized by the world as being a major stimulant for local economies in developing countries. Muhammad Yunus with the Grameen has proven in Bangladesh and other places that when you give people small amounts of money, they can now take that. So they can, instead of having, I'll use the goat example, instead of having one little goat, they can borrow a little bit of money and get the 2 goats, produce the 3rd and 4th and 5th goat, and now they've got money that they can now go and buy more fertilizer and grow more oranges or more mangoes, and it creates a multiplier effect in the rural areas. These people have also demonstrated that there's a good repayment, very strong repayment rate for these people who borrow the microfinance. The challenge of a microfinance in a country like Uganda and many other countries is Uganda, according to the statistics that we have, which again, I'm not going to vouch for the veracity and the authenticity of the statistics, but there's roughly 400,000 loans, microfinance loans in Uganda, which as a percentage of the 32 million plus people that live in Uganda is a minuscule amount, considering that the vast majority of the country, kind of live in poverty. So it's a shame that there aren't more. The question is, why are there not more microfinance loans? In addition, they don't know how many unique people have those 400,000 loans. Was it somebody who was clever enough to get 10 loans, 15 loans using different identities or going to different banks? So that's another one of the challenges. So, and generally the challenges of microfinance are how to get the money to the people, how do people apply for the money, and how do people repay the loans in an efficient manner. If you get a $100 loan and you need to repay $10 a month, to go and to travel to the nearest payment center, which can be, quite far away, can sometimes cost you $10 just to go and travel the 2 days it takes you to get there, and your opportunity cost of not working, and then the fact that when you're traveling, people know you're traveling with cash. So there's tremendous inefficiencies in the whole overall system. That was actually one of the requests that the government had of us in terms of creating a solution that we would be able to help build up the microfinance industry in the country. There's no shortage of money to be lent in the microfinance environment. The government themselves have got a lot of money available. IGOs, intergovernmental agencies have got money available to be able to give individuals the loans, and private sector have got a lot of money available. It's a very good business to give microfinance loans to people who work, and there's a very good statistics that people repay these loans. What our system does is allows people to be identified, so now they become part of a formal sector that people will know who they are, and that with the one fingerprint we can double check to see, how many times have they taken loans out before? Have they taken out a loan before in a different name? So that's level number one. So we can identify them when they have one of our cards. We can now facilitate, and we're enablers. We are not looking to be in the microfinance business. We are an enabler for the microfinance entities, whether it's the banks or the governments, the NGOs or IGOs, but we will now be able to facilitate the providing of a bank card. If you don't mind, I'll just whip out, kind of a copy of a card. This is an old card, but this is a card that now is a card that we provide to the people when they get identified, with a mag strip. And so now we know who they are. And that card now is the bank that's going to lend them the money, or the IGO, will now be able to give the $100 loan directly to that person. So first of all, that person received their money, and they received 100% of their money. Now when it comes to, so now you're able to get to a much larger crowd of people who can, a large number of the population will now be eligible to get a loan. And now the question is, how do they repay the loan? Well, part of the MAP system is to be able to provide point-of-sale machines, which are going to be distributed kind of all over the country, so that the people can, and the point-of-sale machines are going to be in the post banks, in the post offices. They're going to be in all these SACCOs. We're going to have many agents around the country who currently sell airtime. They're going to be our agents also. So you'll be able to go the same place where you buy your airtime. You'll be able to go to those people and repay your loan. So you don't need to walk for 2 days to be able to repay your loan. You don't have to wait until you have $20, $30. You've collected enough money that it's worthwhile. As you have a little bit of money, you'll be able to pay down your loan. So it becomes much, much more efficient for people to be able to pay down their loan. So from a holistic perspective, kind of the MAP solution is one that will enable the good effects of the microfinance, which is that it becomes a major stimulant and a growth multiplier in the economy. We are now enabling many, many more people, exponentially more people, to be able to become part of this very strong economic driver of growth in developing countries.